Hey guys, this is Prak with iRepairMD, and today we have a Mavic Air 3 here that has a broken back leg. The pilot flew into a tree while doing a roof inspection, and we're gonna go ahead with this video. We're gonna repair the back leg. The tools you'll need is, of course, a new back leg. You can get it from our website. And then we'll be using a special tool now. It's called an Air AJ, and this is a multi-tool. And we will need a soldering pen. This is my pine soldering pen. It's a really good one. And let's go ahead and begin the repair. Okay. First thing we need to do with all repair, let's go ahead and pull the battery out. Once the battery's out, so let's go ahead and now take out the back leg. So I'm going to collapse the drone at this point. We don't need all this. We just need one area. Concentrating on this area right here. So now we're going to go ahead and take this multi-tool right here. And we're going to take out the screw. Get this multi-tool from my website also. Okay. Okay. So with all that done, let's go ahead and take this leg off. First thing we need to do is take a bit. All right, here you go. This is a star bit. This is a T5 bit right here. And that, we will go ahead and take that off using the torque screw. Okay, and let's go ahead and actually use the enclosed also tool here. It's all magnetic. All right, to pull this out, pull screw out. There we go. Put that in the screw tray here, have magnetic here. Turn this over. Okay. Check that out. Again, using torque here into the screw. Now that's completely off. Let's go ahead and wiggle it out. We're going to wiggle a little bit of this out. There we go. Now we're going to go ahead and access this plate using the same T-screw. We'll go ahead and extend this leg, and we're going to go and first work on this front area right here. Okay, this is the, I call it the breastplate. This thing has a breastplate. Okay, put the screws back into here. Okay, and again, I offer this repair service. If this is too much for you to do, to follow, you could definitely contact me and we can do the repair for you. And if you want to order the parts, definitely call me and we can also send you the part for the repair. Okay. Let's put this heat gun a little bit, this heat pen a little bit farther away so it doesn't distract me or burn me in the process. Okay. Drop it in here. Now we can just go ahead and pull the shrouds off right here. Can be a little tricky at times. There should be a clip right here you just press down on. Comes off. Let me pull it off. There we go. Clip off right here. All right. Pull the breastplate off. Now we can go ahead and access the rest. There are 4 screws. And again, these are torque screws. T screws or star bit. Okay, put them in the magnetic. Tray. So I'm gonna make this stand up, stack it. There goes my stacking skill. I'm not a good magnetic stacker. Okay, moving the top plate off, the bottom plate, or the top bottom plate. If that make any sense? Okay, I'm giving you guys a better view than what I'm getting. So I hope from this video, you should be able to pause if you need to do the repair. Let's go ahead and eject. Okay, the SD card's already been ejected. All right, so now we're gonna carefully lift this up, because underneath it is also the GPS plate, GPS and other connection. Let's turn this over. Actually, we have one more to take care of. Okay, and right here, it's two bottom one. That's a Phillip. So let's go ahead and transition to a Phillip. Okay, Phillip should be my red bit right here. Red bit is Phillip. I'm gonna put this on the side for when I need it again. Okay, Phillip. Sticking the Phillip in. And that should allow us to lift the plate off. Okay. Drop the Phillip in. There we go. Okay. Let's go ahead. And after this repair, I'm also going to be doing a calibration, because after a crash, you can see right here some of the obstacle avoidance. This one has a little dent into it. We have to calibrate to make sure everything is back in sync. All right, now we should be able to lift the plate off now without any issue. And again, when you lift this, don't rip it off, because you have sensitive wires here. Like for instance, what we have here is the GPS connector and the light. So that will also use a Phillip. Let's go ahead and get the bracket. Move the Phillip. We'll need access to the ESC, which is on the bottom of the main logic board. So first thing we do is go ahead and take all this off. And then, all right, I'm gonna replace this right here back into the main logic board, so we don't lose it. And this is the Phillip. Try to minimize the amount of Phillips we have lying around. Now let's go ahead and take out all these plates. There's 6 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That should allow us to have access to the ESC. Okay. So now I'm slowly, methodically taking away the 6 screws. Okay. This is something that I really enjoy, have a passion for. Just love flying drones and love repairing devices, and what gives me gratification is seeing something, this multi-$1,000 device, put them back in the air after an unfortunate crash. It's like rehab for a bird, you can say, and it's really very gratifying. All right, so now I'm just gonna go ahead, just use my nail to release the flex cable. 1, 2, 3, okay, 3 here, and you got up front, but we don't need to do that. We just need to lift the front one. However, we do need access, okay? We need access to the ESC, so it requires us to head and remove one of the antennas. So this is the leg antenna. This one, its antenna is related to this one, okay? So we will need to remove it anyways because it's in the leg. So again, these are like resin tools. resin adhesive. You can't melt it. These are resin. So what we're going to do, let's go ahead and free it. Okay. Now we're going to lift the faceplate off, hopefully. Okay, we're going to carefully lift this off. What I'm going to do, I will need to free the gimbal. So let's go ahead and free the gimbal flex right here. What you need to do is remove this special heatsink tape that is connecting the gimbal to the logic board. All right. Heat induction tape right here. Let's just make sure everything is done. And now with this one, we're going to lift it up too. Lift it up carefully. So also carefully you need to lift up, like so. Now this should be free now for us to turn this over. Okay. So now let's turn this. We have access to what we need. So what we have access to is the ESC right here. Okay. So let's go ahead and lift the tape, and we have the ESC that we need to replace, and we also have the landing leg lights. So now that we have all this, let's go ahead and I'm gonna show you something. We're gonna cut this off, okay, in this order. Black, okay. I'm gonna leave a little bit of cable left. A little bit of cable right here. Cut black. Okay. Gray. And white. And no. If you cut it in a different order, it won't blow up. But you know, I like to stay methodical, so I put it back in. I remember black, white, and gray. All right, again, we have to pull this off, but there's a resin. There's a resin adhesive that's holding it in, and this is the landing leg lights. Okay. Now that we have done, we can go ahead and free everything. Okay. Now we got the new legs to replace. So let's go ahead and do it. Replace the new leg. Set it in carefully, one at a time, and then once it's in, what you want to do is use the tweezer to help guide each cable through. Okay, so now what I'm working on is the antenna cable and the gray cable and the white cable. Okay, so I got the antenna in, got the gray coming up right now. Was it the white? Oh, the white cable. I believe it's white. Okay. Stand correct. It is the black cable. Okay. Now let's put this aside. Now let's go ahead while we bring all this cable in. Carefully insert the other one, the gray. Okay. The white and the antenna. Stick the antenna in also. The little leg well. All right. Once we get it all in, we can start soldering it back. Okay, there we go. Gray. Lights, white is an antenna still needs to be rescued from the well. Okay, let me go ahead We'll rescue the white first. Then we'll free the gray one next, the antenna I mean. It's kind of tricky at times. Okay, I see the antenna down here, and be very careful with the antenna cable. You got a piece over there that's really thin, a thin copper connector. You see it, I'm trying to bring it in. Should have probably put the antenna in first, the rest of the cable in later. Okay, I'm gonna take it out first and re-bend it. Bend it a little bit so it can clear the well. And this is the pivot joint. It has a well for the cable to run on inside. Okay, making my way. Pulling it out. You know what, I might just have to do it the other way if I have to. I'm gonna pull, you know what, I'm gonna put this is what I'm gonna do first. We're gonna do, okay, the two cables that's more important and more sensitive. The lights and the antenna cable. Those are the two that need to be in first. The rest, we can, we can push harder to get them out. Let's make sure these two are in the clear before we try all the other cables. Should have done that earlier. Okay, pushing that. Now I'm working carefully to pull the antenna cable out. Pretty tricky, because you don't want to damage the connector that's attached to it. Those are very sensitive. Okay, sensitive as in like, not because their feelings can get hurt. Sensitive as in, you can easily damage it. But with that said, you shouldn't be cussing at your drones anyways. All right. Set it in. Okay, white cable in. Now black cable next. Okay. Black cable coming out. Once we get it all in safely, wow, the antenna went in again. Antenna is definitely a hero. Okay, so now we got all the cable in. We're gonna start pulling it through. Okay, and now let's go ahead and align it the way we want it in here to the leg. So I'm gonna go ahead, set it in here, see how it snaps. Snaps in place. Perfect. All right. So what we're gonna do, let's go ahead and start soldering. First, let's get the cables that we need, okay? The out of play are the antenna cables. We need to use the red. No red, sorry, my bad. We need to use the black, gray, and white. Remember I said it in this order? That's what we're gonna do it in. Black, gray, and white, okay? First, we're gonna expose the black cable. Okay, Supposed the bare one. You can see, get you a close-up. We're gonna charge the black one to the base like this, but we're gonna use a special heat sink. Did I say heat sink? I meant heat shrink. All right, so we have this heat shrink right here that will insulate the cable, preventing any kind of short, and also ensuring a secure cable linkage. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead, cut this cable in 3 equal parts. All right, there we go. Each one represent each member. Well, there's one longer or taller than the other, and well, first cable is black, so there you go. The longer heat shrink insulation or protection goes on the black cable. Okay, so now once we have that, I'm gonna go ahead and start tinning the area. We want to add some solder onto this. Okay, so for that, we're gonna go ahead and use my solder tip to put it on the black cable. Okay, so this is the receiver connection on the board that we will connect. This is connected to the ESC, like I said. So we're going to start tinning it like so. Now, the black cable, let's go ahead and connect it properly. There we go. Let's go ahead and let's pull the heat shrink down. Okay, it's a little tight. Having a hard time going in. Okay, there you go. Stop being dirty-minded, guys. I'm just doing a repair. All right, so now we work on the gray cable. Okay, and gray cable now second. Okay. Let's go ahead and expose the cable itself. Get the wiring out. So I'm gonna go ahead and strip it. Okay. See, it doesn't really matter what color the cable is. They all are pretty much the same color on the inside, metallic, and conduct electricity. Amazing. But in this case, each one actually has a different frequency. So if you cross it, you will create an issue. Okay. Let's go ahead and add some tin or solder to this area. I love this solder pen, by the way. It is insanely easy to use. It's a pine something smart solder pen, and I love it. I'll include the link. I don't get anything for it, but you can buy it from Amazon. You know, I hope this repair will inspire you 2 ways. One, to never crash your drone again. Second is maybe to go into drone repair business. It might be a pretty good lucrative business. For me, I've been pretty busy repairing drones. For right now, recently, I would have to say lots of roof inspectors are flying these Air 3. It's unusual, but hey. I think these are, I personally like the Mavic Air 3. I can see why the roof inspection guys use it. It's really easy to fly. Easy to start up. It's not complicated at all. Okay, let's go ahead and reposition the solder tip. This gray one's a little stubborn to go into its position. Guess it doesn't like its place in the middle. But anyways, there you go. Put the sock on it. Let's see. Sock fit on just right. Matter of fact, a little loose. That's good. All right, now for the white cable that it is. Let's go ahead and expose the skin or the color out, strip it, and sure enough, same color, silver. That's the other. Okay. All right. There we go. Now let's go ahead and put the socks on the white one. On the white one, where the heck? There it is. It's hiding from me. Okay, let's go ahead and charge that up and then connect it with the rest of its crew. All right, maybe expose the tip a little bit more. This white one doesn't have enough tip exposed. Okay. All right. There we go. Let's go ahead. Solder it on, connection. All right. Easy enough. There we go. Put a sock on it. Now all three will be exposed to the heat. We're gonna go ahead and heat shrink this area. So heat shrink the cable, the light cable back into the slot right here, okay? I don't want, and I tell you what we're gonna need to do now is we're gonna use a special resin, the same kind of resin that, but a different color that DJI used to secure theirs, okay? So I'm gonna use a special resin and then cure it. Okay, so I have my special resin right here. I want to drop it in place, hold it in, and now I'm going to light cure it using a laser, blue laser, that will cure the resin. All right, that ensures that all the cable are secure. I wouldn't use a heat gun. In the past, I've used hot glue. Hot glue definitely, you know, helps, but not to the level of resin. Resin ensure heat security. You know, if you have the heat, as far as the heat glue or hot glue, if the board gets too hot, it can come loose. Resin is perfect. This one, see, it's already dry. All right, let's go ahead and put the board back into place. Okay, giving you guys a different perspective now. And now we're going to put the board into place. And then we're going to attach all the cables back in, and connectors and whatnot, and other knickknacks. whatever other people say. Okay, so here we go. Now, I'm gonna go ahead, put all my Phillips, the Phillip boys. Okay, Phillip boys, where's our Phillip boys? There you go. We have 6 Phillip boys that needs to go to hold down this board so we can do the rest of the work. So here we go, Phillip, right there. Now, where's all the Phillip boys? Here you go. 2 more Phillip boys. Take care of. 4 still on the run. So in my little magnetic bubble here, I see it. I see 2 Phillip boys and 2 more still on the run. Not for long. All right. There we go, secure. Work on this one. All secure. Now the 2 missing Phillip boys. Let's locate them in here. Do you see them? I see 1. All right. And I see 2. They will hang out next to each other with all the hex boys. All right. Let's go ahead and put the 2 Phillip boys to hold the board together. I think there's probably more than, there's probably 2 more because there's another 2 Phillip boys that goes here, so. But meanwhile, let's take care of this one. Now that we have all that, let's go ahead and snap the cable into place. Okay, and now let's make sure you get the gimbal camera into place. You should feel a little snap. That's it. And now let's go ahead, put these guys in. All right, these boys are actually obstacle avoidance and GPS. Come on, boy. You can go in. I'm not forcing it because you can damage some components. If you do, just finesse it. Just have to feel. Once you feel the snap, the little click like I felt right now, and you're pretty good to go. Now we have the antenna, which goes right on here. Okay, let's go ahead and carefully, and I mean carefully, place antenna back in to the slot, because this is the all-important antenna that help you increase your range. All right, I am feeling, just feeling for that little snap I'm looking for. Okay. Oh, come on, boy. You can go in safely. Okay. There we go. I felt the snap. Thought I felt the snap. It did snap. It went in. There we go. But again, this is not a secure snap. These are really sensitive components that in a vibrating drone or even a crash drone can come dislodge if you don't properly secure it. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and drop a resin on it. Okay, we need more resin than that. And should you need access to this resin, I will sell this resin on my site and along with a curing pen, okay? These resins are probably ideal for those who want the drone to survive a crash without dislodging the cable. Adding laser. Okay. In the past, I've used this resin to repair iPhone screens. It's the same kind of resin. This is actually designed to be more for drones, a little harder in substance, a little different in color, not clear, but a little bluish. All right, I'm telling you not to stare into the laser, but I'm staring at the laser right now because I need to focus. However, I am wearing a special glass. There's a special glass, and it's not red for a blue laser. Guess what color it would be? Yep, blue. All right. You kind of see the smoke coming from it because the interaction of ultraviolet and the resin causes a chemical reaction that cures the resin and then secure this cable snugly into the belly of the drone should it ever crash again. Hopefully it doesn't. Not looking forward to repairing the same drone. I am looking forward to repairing different drones. With that said, don't crash a drone just to send it to me. Send me an accidental crash. And if you do send me a drone, please don't try to take the drone apart yourself. You might do more damage than, you know, what's meant to be. Oh, shit. Let's go ahead and put this back in. And that I can insert in this way. I know exactly where the placement is, so I'm good. I'm not careless and reckless. Okay. Let's insert it into here. Okay. Pull it from the other side. There we go. Should have placed it earlier when I had it. And that, I mean, this is superficial, but I still need to put it in to secure, to prevent any kind of short it encounter if there's like rough incident happened to the drone. All right, set it underneath, pull it out. There we go. And this is just to sandwich the two boards from each other, prevent the ESC from shooting spark up into the main board, causing a catastrophic failure, as what you can say. All right, so that's in. All right, so now let's go ahead and put the belly back on. All right, and again, remember we took this out, the Phillip boys, one of the Phillips. Let's go ahead, using Phillip. You can see, take the screws out, like this, connect it back in. Okay, now we relocate the bracket, which is this piece right here. Let's go ahead, put it back into place. That there is the media and the auxiliary light connector. The media as in like the micro SD card or the USB-C output, a way to link your drone to. With that said, USB is right here, so it's a micro USB. So this is strictly obstacle avoidance. Shows you how much I know about drones. All All right. Let's go ahead, secure everything. Okay, make sure everything is snug and tight. See this cable? You want it inside, not outside. So let's go ahead and ensure the flex is on the inside of the drone and not ripping in any way. Okay, so let's do that. There we go. So now everything is snug tight. Fold the legs. You can see, I want to make sure everything is secure. And I tell you what, everything is secure. There we go. Now let's go ahead and put the hex boys in. Switching to hex head right here. Switch from Phillip to hex. We will need Phillips again, but meanwhile we will use hex for the time being. All right, so where's the pile of people? There they are, hanging out on the side of this screw. Put Phillips here. Okay. All right, so let's put the hex boys back in. This one here, the longest, is on the back. The longest, as in like the longest head, you can say. That doesn't sound wrong. Yeah, so let's see the tip. The head, one is thicker than the other. This is a thick head screw. Okay. Go ahead, secure it. And now, let's do another one. This is the thinner one of the hex boys. Hex boys on top, Phillips on the bottom. Interesting. All right. Here we go. Hex boys. Securing everything. All right. So now the two hex boys, the skinny one, or the short guys right here, the little midget ones, these are for the legs. Okay. These are reserved for this leg. We'll do that later. Now these guys will secure the rest. Let's actually find the Phillip boys. There's one Phillip boys in the mix. Okay, Phillip boys right here. One Phillip boys. Should be another one here. Yep, there's another one. Another Phillip boys. Let's go ahead and put the Phillip boys back in actually. And they belong, these two here. That 2 slot. So now we have the 2 slots. Insert the Phillip boys in. Okay. There we go. I'm trying to give you a better view, but you can kind of see, right? Well, here you go. Put it in here. Screw it in. All right. Secure. Now, let's turn it over. Guess what we have to do? Close the leg. Let's go ahead and put the legs in. The hex boys, the midget of the bunch, the short guys. Okay. Switch over the hex screw. Now we're going to put the Phillips away for good. All the Phillips are used. Hex boys are in. All right, now turn it over. Okay. Now this leg is secure. Okay. Let's go ahead and put the breastplate on. Back in. There we go. Breastplate to be secure. Here we go. snap it underneath. All right. So the lip right here, kind of see it. I just go underneath this in order to fit. I'm gonna go ahead, put the teeth in, and the other side is the same. On this side right here, you can see this needs to be pushed in. All right, now everything is snapped. On this side needs to snap a little more. Okay, turn it over. All right, let's work with this. Okay. All right, so a little stubborn here. Just get it right underneath. Come on, guys. Actually, you know, there we go. Snap it this way. Put the tooth back in. Okay. Giving you guys the best view is actually hurting my view, but again, I'm okay with it as long as you guys learn. So don't forget to click like and subscribe because I really like to make more video for you guys. Only way to do that is make it worth my while, you know. If people watch, I'm excited. Plus, it gives me a little bit of cash as far as ad revenue. I'm not promoting anything here except the maintaining and use of drones in everyday life. Really good. This is a really good hobby to get into, and also a very profitable hobby. See the world from a different perspective. I always imagine, since the Greek days of Icarus, man's fascination with flight, and then the Wright brothers. Then you have, you know, you got the Apollo guys, you know, and Gagarin, and it's just, we have been fascinated with flight. And recent events, you can see how useful a drone is, and it become more and more useful. It depends on who's using the drone and how clever they are. This is a whole new industry. It's a cottage industry for now, but in the future, this is going to be one of the major contributing factor of sustainable industry. But let's go ahead, plug the battery in, and test this drone out. Okay, we'll go ahead and test the drone out.
Please check it on the map.
Okay, so we got all GPS and drone put it back together. Do check, everything looks well. Let's go ahead and do a takeoff test of this drone. Okay. Flying well. Obstacle avoidance is working.
Check it on the map.
All right. Drone here. Flight very stable. That's how you notice if there's an issue with your soldering, the flight won't be stable. Okay. Other than that, drone is working very well. All right. Go ahead and bring it back for a landing. All right. I'll bring the drone for a landing. All right. There you go. We have a successful test flight. So what we fixed on a DJI Air 3, Mavic Air 3, is the front leg or the back leg of the drone. Did a full replacement. Also, I did off the camera a software and obstacle avoidance calibration and repair of the back. Other than that, this is Private iRepairMD. Safe flying and safe repair.